One of the fun parts about collecting is finding the errors, right? You can't go anywhere on YouTube without somebody saying, look on this coin, find this error. It's the fun coin to hunt for, the Great American Coin Hunt. And there are a number of different error classifications. But the one I love the most is, well, coming up right next. For modern issue errors, they call this the off-center error. And a lot of the times, it's a very small piece. But over the last 3 years, we've been buying one here, one there, one here, one there, and we have finally put together a 3-piece collection of the 3 basic coins in circulation today, the cent, the nickel, and the dime. And they are all the same type off-center error. And then here is the covenant on top of it. Every one of these is actually a dated coin. You'll notice right there, the date is on every single one of them, which means we were very selective on what coins we would or would not be part of this grouping. Now, there are 5 basic errors that pop out with the U.S. Mint and its modern machinery. You might have seen a couple of these before. They call it a clipped planchet, where there's just a cutout because it just cut the piece of metal completely off. It's kind of like a half moon off of a corner, etc. There's the multiple strikes, where you see one over the other, double dies, etc., which are a little more common of the group. There's that broad strike, where there's that flattened out edge. There's no collar. For some reason, the collar didn't come in and the dies come down. And then the ones that are always fun are the cent on a nickel and a nickel on a dime kind of stuff. But the most popular of them all, because just of the visual, is what we call the off-center. And all of ours are 50% or more off-center. All of ours are dated. And it's a complete 3-piece set. Now, my competition, you see them every once in a while. And there'll be that $59, $69, $79 for a off-center, because they are so cool overall. It's like, how could they do this? How did this get into circulation? And if you look at it, you can tell. They're really close to the actual size of the coin, which means it does fit through the machines and gets fed into those ballistic bags that get sent down to Brinks and or the carrier service, and then it eventually makes its way into the banking system. Finding one in a roll is like, wow. It doesn't happen that often. And I wish you could just place the magic wand out there and say, hey, I would like to have 15 of these. Do you have them? And then take the one you want, kind of a situation. We have a very limited number of 3-piece sets tonight, but all of them, the cent, nickel, and dime, have that same classification. Over 50% off-center. They are dated, which means the visual is very good and very clean. They're all dated from the 70s, 80s, and 90s for the most part. Every once in a while, you'll see one in the early 2000s. And that's primarily due to the fact as time went on, the machinery got better, the process got better, the kickouts, and like in this case, the variance. You can tell it's a little bit larger than a regular nickel because of how it flattens it out. But just think about how this happens. The machine jams up, right? That's the only way something like this happens. It comes down and the planchet gets kicked off slightly before it comes down again. It's just something's not working properly. And a few coins get kicked. Usually they catch the coins, and then usually they are destroyed by the U.S. Mint directly. But tonight, for the first time in a long time, these off-centers are back in stock. Now, the phones are very busy right now. If you have this one in your shopping cart, you're going to hang around with us for a while, which we thank you greatly. This one, we anticipate it will sell out. We love our errors. Errors sell out almost without fail here at AVC. So it's in your shopping cart. You're going to hang around for a while. I can't see that. So as a result, if it does sell out, you're going to get stuck in the system trying to process your order. And then they'll walk you through it if you call into the operators, and they're more likely going to tell you this item sold out, etc. It happens. When we see it happening, based upon the call volume, we let you know. If you push it through, it'll give you an order number that locks you in. And then if we can entice you with something else later in the show, just give us a call. We'll be happy to find your order, add to it, so that way everything's clean and simple. But just think about the criteria. There are the 5 basic errors again. That clip planchant, the multiple strike or the double die. You get the broad strike, and then you get the wrong planchant. The 5th is what you're looking at right here, which is called the off centers. Now, the off centers can be a little bit, 10 or 15%. It has to be at least that much for any of the certification services to even look at it and authenticate it. And then they go upwards of what you're seeing here, which are a little over 50%. I'm just a big fan of the bigger percentage because it just is really odd and really difficult. But inside of that, then the next level of difficulty is, what do I want to see? I want to be able to tell it's a cent, even though it's a copper-plated zinc, right? I want to be able to tell it's a nickel, right? Well, within that, then be able to tell it's a nickel, but also then having the date on them. Means it has to be like a perfect error because it has to maneuver itself a certain way when it's struck to pop out that funky. And again, as time went on, the U.S. Mint does not have these things happen currently. You'll very rarely see anything dated in the 2000s this way. Guys, give me a 30-second clock. We are almost sold out. Thank you much. Good question. Yes, these are for the complete 3-piece set. Do I have any singles available? At this point, we've been building these to make the 3-piece sets. I don't think anything is up online, but I will check after the show. And if we do, we'll put it up on AVC, avccoins.com, and that way they'll be available in the future. It's just, again, with this percentage of off-center, this quality of strike, this dating on every single piece, making this 3-piece, well, a wow. And compared to the 170 to 200 you're looking at from all of my competitors, when you can find them coin by coin, tonight we're under 100 and you get them all 3. Told you this was going to be a fun segment.